The War of 1812. December 1814. The war thus far. December 1814 will witness the British preparing for their assault on New Orleans in what will probably be the greatest battle of the War of 1812. I know that's debatable, so debate me in the comments below. But what else happened? On December 2nd, a British naval force under Robert Barry, which included 3 companies of escaped slaves serving as colonial marines, raid Tappanannock in Essex County, Virginia. They depart on the 4th after damaging property, blowing up a tannery, and burning 2 jails, the customs warehouse, and the courthouse. The raiders also disturbed the burial vault of the locally prominent Ritchie family. On December 6th, the British will skirmish with Virginia militia near North Farnham Church before returning to their boats. According to historian D.R. Westhouse in his unpublished The War of 1812, a chronology of the military actions 1812 to 1815, quote, "Gone were the days of large-scale invasions. The British once again were confining themselves to small-scale daytime attacks, this latest being the last." End of quote. On December 8th, British forces began arriving at the mouth of the Mississippi in preparation for the assault on New Orleans. As currents and prevailing winds made it hard to ascend the Mississippi, the Redcoats determined to attack via Lake Borgne. Alas, according to Westhouse, the lake's shallow entrance was guarded by 5 gunboats, a sloop, and a schooner under the command of a lieutenant with the wonderful name of Thomas Ap Catesby Jones. Thomas Ap Catesby Jones. To destroy this force, the British send a flotilla of 42 barges and launches, i.e. rowboats, under Commodore Nicholas Lockyer. On December 13th, Jones dispatches the 1-gun schooner USS Seahorse, that's 2 words and not to be confused with HMS Seahorse, 1 word. The 1-gun schooner USS Seahorse under Sailing Master William Johnson to destroy a catch of supplies at Bay St. Louis. British Commander Lockyer sends several launches to stop him. Seahorse is initially under the protection of 2 shore guns and fights it out for a while. But convinced that British reinforcements are on the way, Johnson scuttles Seahorse and sets fire to the stores, which explode. On December 14th, Lockyer turned his attention on the line of remaining American vessels. Early on, at 9:20 a.m., the sloop USS Alligator is cut off by a few British rowboats and captured. The main battle commences at 10:39 a.m., and while the Americans put up a spirited defense, they were forced to surrender after 2 hours of heavy fighting. According to Westhouse, the Yanks lose 10 dead, 35 wounded, and 86 captured. British casualties were 17 killed and 77 injured. The British will take the 5 captured U.S. gunboats into service as Lake Borgne now belongs to them. Following the Battle of Lake Borgne, the British fleet anchored at Cat Island and began landing troops for the assault on New Orleans. With the help of locals, the British found a path of attack through the Bayou Bienvenue. The Bayou Bienvenue. The first Redcoats landing near the Villere Plantation on December 23rd, where they captured 30 members of the Louisiana militia under Major Gabriel Villere, who was taken unaware. Hey, that rhymes. Under Major Gabriel Villere, who was taken unaware. Unaware. Not underwear. Unaware. Enough. But Gabriel wasn't done yet. As British General John Keane arrived with 1,600 men, Gabriel escaped. Apparently, he jumped out a window and made his way to New Orleans, where he alerted Major General Andrew Jackson, who quickly mobilizes all available men. At 7:30 p.m., the American schooner USS Carolina bombarded the British camp with grape shot, while Jackson's men attacked from both left and right. 2 hours of hand-to-hand combat is eventually called off on account of fog, with serious casualties on both sides. The Americans, 24 killed, 115 wounded, 74 MIA. The British, 46 dead, 167 hurt, and 64 missing. But Jackson has stalled the British advance. For now. On Christmas Day, 1814, Major General Edward Pakenham arrived to take command of the British forces. Pakenham determined to destroy the Carolina, which continued to harass his men. To counter the threat, Pakenham had a series of secret batteries built along the levee, with cannon taken from the ships of the fleet. At dawn on the 27th, the British give the Carolina a warm welcome by firing red-hot shells that soon set the vessel alight. The American crew abandoned ship, rowing for the opposite shore, the Carolina eventually blowing up. On December 28th, Pakenham decided to test the American defenses with a two-pronged reconnaissance-in-force. One prong, under General Keane, proceeded along the river, while the second prong, under Major General Samuel Gibbs, advanced nearer the swamps to attack the American left. General Keane's men come under seriously heavy fire, including shots from the sloop Louisiana out on the Mississippi, and while General Gibbs has more success and almost breaches the defenses on the American left, Pakenham is forced to call the whole thing off. The British commander had been surprised to find the Yanks dug in behind formidable defensive works, and decides he will need the help of heavy guns from the Royal Navy. The Americans lose about 20 killed, the British around 50. 3 days of terrible weather will now stall fighting until the new year, 1815. Oh, and in Belgium on Christmas Eve, the British and the Americans signed the Treaty of Ghent to bring the war to an end. But it won't be over. It won't be over until both sides ratify the terms. Think February. Now, normally at this point I would say, stay tuned, but today I want to talk briefly about the future of this channel. Policy changes at the studio where I make my videos may limit the number of bookings I can make, which could well reduce the number of uploads I make for 1812 channel. As a result, I made this video, although I really wanted to do more research, but I also wanted to finish 1814 while I still can. I'm currently looking for solutions to these problems, and I hope that things will work out going forward. But for right now, please stick with me and stay subscribed. I'm committed to this project and don't intend to give up. When the barrage lifts, cheers.